So, Rob Grimes with the IFBTA, and I am really pleased to once again, but actually for the first time, be able to introduce Amber Trendell, who's the Senior Director of Strategy. Not the first time I've met her, by the way, but the first time she's been on a Meet Our Member, and introduce her to you representing Oracle Restaurants. And Oracle, as you know, is a global industry supplier partner. So, welcome, Amber.
Thank you, Rob. Pleasure to be here.
I imagine that when you're so the partner ecosystem of partners, right?
Yeah.
In the past, people, everybody selects these partners, and some are big partners, some are small. I see a lot of regional players, and
Yeah.
because of the cloud, I see a lot of people that basically start up some great solutions, and they go from zero to 100 like in 2 seconds, right? Faster than a Tesla, and so I see them doing that. So is it easy for somebody to integrate and work with Oracle if you've got a great application or custom application that you've invested in?
Yeah, I mean, everything's publicly available, documented, all our APIs. We are just an open shop. So yeah, it is. It's very easy to do. And we facilitate and field inbound inquiries daily. And it's as simple as kind of just onboarding through the OPN. It's a couple of web forms, and we'll set up a lab and work through the use cases and get it validated, and we're off and running. Yeah,
And the
it's
other
great.
thing that people think about is that while you have best of breed hardware that's used, internationally, and I've
Yep.
seen some of the new products. Every year I look forward to the fall and I look forward to FS Tech and seeing new products that you guys bring out. But a person doesn't have to use your hardware product, nor do they have to use you for credit card processing
That's right.
that's in there, which I think is sort of a differentiation that you truly are open and flexible across the board.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are certainly advantages to running all on Oracle, right? I mean, I said there's certainly performance benefits and just kind of better together overall in terms of running Symphony on our Micros workstations. But
Well,
you
the
can run Sim.
profile of the new look of the workstations is
Yes,
great. I mean,
beautiful.
you really
Yeah,
give a lot of thought on that one.
we did. Yeah, we really did. But to your point, yes, you can run Symphony on third party. You can run Symphony on third party workstation. You can run the Symphony APK on third party payment devices. So your staff are still getting the same Symphony experience, if even, with third party payment and mobility. And certainly we've got, I don't know, probably, I think 60 or so third party payment providers that are validated on Symphony payment interface. So yeah, we're there. We have no intention to close that up or close that off. We do have advantages again in terms of going with Oracle Payments, which is available in the U.S. and the United Kingdom, and continuing to expand. But yeah, we certainly remain open and are happy to continue
I
to
mean, a
work with all
person
our
can pick and
partners.
choose
Yep.
what they need and how they work and whether they get it from other people or from you. You're really open in it, but there's so many different choices. I can only imagine what that application cloud looks like if you say, here are all the different kinds of things you could do. It
Yeah.
probably fills a full page because you either have a partnership or you have your own applications, in every single area. Now, there are some really key areas. Prior to COVID, I found that the restaurant companies were behind on loyalty. And the reason why they were behind on loyalty is not because they wanted to do it. They just never had access to the data. So
Mm.
all of a sudden we start doing the online ordering. And by the way, I think it was interesting that you acquired a company out of Europe. I think it
Yep.
was, or it was Australia,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
Europe to
Romania.
do it.
Mhm.
Right. But you found a best of breed product, but you're able to bring it and make it successful globally. So, but now all of a sudden we know who our customers are in here. So
Mhm.
can we just sort of talk about how you see the vision of that, not just with the products you have, but how about your personal opinion? You are steering Oracle to head in some direction. So what about loyalty? Where do you see that fitting and where do you see the future of that integrated into your products?
Yeah, I mean, prior to joining the restaurants group, I spent a lot of time in retail, frankly, in Oracle retail. And so,
I think we first met there, by the way.
yes, yeah, yeah, and prior to that, I've always run kind of performance marketing and demand generation, and so I have a real affinity, frankly, for loyalty. I think, you're right. We've kind of seen ebbs and flows where loyalty is in vogue and then out. Consumers, maybe are not as discriminating as maybe we hope they would be in terms of signing up, right? They'll sign up for the offer and then they'll never come back. But we are seeing some pretty significant improvements, I think, in consumers' interest and expectation for personalization. We have completely crossed the chasm between creepy and now expected proactive personalization. And so I think at this juncture, loyalty is far beyond discounts and freebies and BOGOs, and it's about authentic engagement. And you should be rewarding and engaging, not just based on monetary transactional relationships. You're rewarding for things like, the share, the download, the video watch, the gamification participation, earning the stars, going on the tour, right? Like I think like back to
Well,
kind of,
people they want to give the information. They want to be a part of the community. I
they
think that's
do.
what we're talking about,
Yes,
right? So it's
yes,
about
yes,
participation and engagement, and it's
yes.
engagement and participation before, during, and after
That's
the
right.
experience, right?
Yep.
So since you came from a different community, and if I just heard you correctly, you said because you came from the retail community and some other things that you had done, you
Mm.
see the opportunities. But I also started to hear you say that maybe the restaurant industry wasn't taking up some of the opportunities yet that they should. So, from your experience in other industries in
Yep.
here, what is it that we should be taking advantage of?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really as simple as that, right? I mean, it is about engagement and not just about discounting, right? To win business. So thinking about how your programs are designed to engage and reward, we find about, kind of like hard numbers. We find about 30% year on year growth in loyalty member acquisition for brands that are running an engagement-based program versus kind of a straight up transactional program.
Hang on, is there a correlation between 30% loyalty brand engagement growth and actual revenue dollars? Is there some correlation
Yeah, I
between
mean,
that?
yeah, because you're driving obviously with loyalty. In most cases, about 50% or so of loyalty membership purchases are driving about 80% of that revenue, right? So you're seeing a real material impact in revenue growth the more loyalty members you add and actually engage, not just passive loyalty. Um, and I think the other thing for us too is helping brands, again, back to payment processing and understanding kind of multiple purchases, right? So Amber, for example, as a known loyalty member, Amber is a buyer both in a business sense as well as a leisure sense, right? So when I'm buying with my corporate Amex, maybe I am more or less price sensitive versus when I'm buying with my personal Visa.
That's
And when you can
true.
tie all of those card aliases to a single loyalty profile, now I can actually engage business travel Amber in a slightly different way than leisure travel Amber in terms of the right points, the right offer,
Right.
whatever, right? Again, to drive customer lifetime value, the upsell, or whatever it is you're after. Yeah.
Well, listen, thank you so much, for, having this conversation today. I'm going to look forward to seeing you in person again soon. And I just again want to thank, Oracle Restaurants for their support of the IFBTA. So Amber Trendell, who is the Senior Director of Strategy for Oracle Restaurants and Oracle, a global industry partner member, thank you for being part of the IFBTA.
Thank you. I appreciate it.